Welcome everybody to the first episode of Vihawk, your one-stop shop for all things sports. And today we're going to be talking about primarily football. You know, it's middle of football season, the playoffs, it's starting to come into view for college, NFL, we're only halfway through. We're seeing a lot of teams happening. So, I say we start with college football. So,
Wait, we need to introduce ourselves. This is the first episode. Come on.
Alright, let's do that then. Hi, I am Nathan. I'm the man who looks at about 5 hours of college football reels a day.
That is worrying. I am Sir Games Lot, aka Nick, and I do not watch 5 hours of college football reels. I actually play Madden 5 hours a day, so I know everything, of course.
Big difference between the two.
Yes.
No judgment here. Don't you worry about it.
No judgment here. I play Rocket League. All right.
Okay. So, college top 25. I think it's safe to say that this college football season has been one of the craziest on record that I've ever seen in my life. There have been so many big upsets throughout the year. And it's just like, it's been one of the most exciting years in college football we've seen probably since 2007, and everyone knows how wacko that series was. So,
what is this?
What?
I'm just looking through this for the first time.
What? The top 25?
This is wacko tobacco.
Okay, let's start out number one, Georgia. Georgia's been looking absolutely stellar. They've allowed like 4 touchdowns all year or something crazy like that. Their defense is as perfect as it's gonna get. Listen, don't shoot the messenger, but they're going to win the college football. They're going to win the playoffs. They're going to win the title. Because, just no one can step to them. Everyone that's come told them, Georgia scored 30 points on them, and they held them to, 10. Georgia just can't be stopped right now.
Georgia is just so good. I have Georgia fans right across the street. They're just flying a flag of Georgia just every single day of the week. They're like, yeah, I'm a Georgia fan.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that around here. All right, number 2, we have Cincinnati, a group of 5 team number 2. That just shows you how crazy this year is. They're 8-0, which is honestly, considering they're playing teams like Tulane every week, that isn't too shocking. But they beat Notre Dame and Indiana. Notre Dame is really good. As you can see, they're ranked number 8 right here. But Cincinnati, they've built something special up there. And it's just moi.
They're I'm just pulling up their schedule. They played Miami, Ohio, Murray State, Indiana, Notre Dame, Temple, UCF. By the way, they scored over 50 points against Temple and UCF. Navy, Tulane. They got a game against Tulsa coming up next, and they barely have any competition going up. This is an overrated pick for me. I don't understand. It's the American Athletic Conference. The best team they've beat all year is Notre Dame. Second is Indiana, and they're not even ranked. So Cincinnati at number 2 is a stretch.
Okay, how's this? I don't think Cincinnati should be number 2. They should probably be maybe 4 to 6. No, 14. No, that's a bit. Listen, you beat who's on your schedule, and Cincinnati. If Cincinnati beats SMU, then maybe I'll think they deserve maybe not number 2, but maybe number 3 or 4. But Cincinnati, I'm rooting for them, but I don't know if they can survive against Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Michigan State. I just don't know if they would beat them. All right, so number 3 we have Alabama. Took a bad loss to A&M in the final few minutes, and Alabama hasn't looked like themselves. They've obviously been winning games by a lot because, they're Alabama. But they almost lost to Florida, and we've come to realize that Florida just is not good this year. And
they don't have Tim Tebow anymore. It's dark days for Florida.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, Bryce Young, their quarterback, has been playing absolutely phenomenal. But Alabama's just making mistakes that they don't normally make. The record does not, they've been playing, a very penalty-ridden football. They've lost some crucial third down scenarios. It's small things like that slowly add up. And in the SEC, I don't think they're going to beat Georgia. Georgia's the better team right now. That's just the fact.
Oklahoma, Michigan State, Wake Forest, they're all undefeated in, really tough conferences. But since Alabama is the favorite, just of every single person, or the least favorite, depending on who you are. They're just number 3 because they want Alabama to be in the top 4 so that they can play in a bowl game, which is revenue. And that's basically what all what college football is. And like a wise man once said, may the best team win. It is not really true. May the best team in 48 minutes win. It's not the best team overall. It can be anybody. I mean, I'm rambling on and making no sense out of this, but still.
Okay.
I hope you catch my drift.
Yeah, SEC bias is real. If you don't believe it, look at Bama. They have a loss, and they're number 3. There's 2 unranked teams behind them. All right, next up, Oklahoma. I am an Oklahoma Sooners fan, and I'll be the first to tell you, they are so bizarre to watch. I have never seen a team this inconsistent be this highly ranked. Like,
this is true.
They're 9-0. Yeah, they're undefeated. They're 9-0, and yet they've been. The first half with Spencer Rattler was absolute dog doo, but ever since Caleb Williams came in, they've looked just different. Minus Kansas. We don't talk about Kansas because that game was just, God, who knows what happened there. But
didn't they have that like insane comeback on your like Eagle Scout graduation thing?
Yes, they did against Texas. Yes, a ranked Texas
Red
team.
River.
Yep, Red River rivalry, baby. They made a 28-7 comeback. And it was one of the most incredible runs by Candy Brooks to seal that game. Oklahoma, number 4. I'd say they earned it, but just barely. I do think Michigan State is the better football team at the moment, but
I have them at number 3.
Okay. So Michigan State. Man, Michigan State. Where did this team come from? Oh, they were planning to be at the bottom of the Big Ten East. And all of a sudden, they come storming out 8-0. They beat number 6 Michigan this few days ago, and they've just looked. They hit different.
Now they're eyeing the title for the Big Ten.
Yeah, who would have saw that
Ohio
at the
State
beginning?
and Michigan to beat, but other than that,
They've already beat Michigan.
they can get it.
That's the thing. They beat Michigan. They've cleared one of the hurdles. Now we have to go. They have to beat number 6 Ohio State. This is the talk: Michigan State or Ohio State. Which team is going to represent the Big Ten this year? Because one of these, I'm pretty sure, one of these 2 teams is going to the playoffs. It's a matter of which one.
Michigan is like your underdog, and then there's like no one else.
I mean,
but,
yeah, pretty much.
Hot take. Michigan's going to beat out Michigan State by the end of the year.
Oh, you think so, eh?
I think Michigan State is getting quite lucky. And if... there's no really if about it. It's just, I think that Michigan State's getting lucky.
Here's the thing. I watched the Michigan vs. Michigan State game. Michigan looked like they had Michigan State dead in the water, and then Michigan State pulled off some baloney runs and defensive stuff. And all of a sudden, Michigan State comes back to win. So, a question. This team came back to Michigan in a comeback, which I had nothing against comeback wins. But, like, when you're playing a game this important, you want to dominate throughout the entire time. And if I think Michigan State had dominated that game, they'd probably not be number 4 right now. So, and I just don't know if they're better than Ohio State at the moment. Because Ohio State has looked dominant. Which brings us into number 6.
I think that Michigan would actually be 6. I think Ohio State should be number 5. Ohio State. Oh my goodness. I have a bunch of Ohio State friends, and they cannot stop raving about this team. Well, they are only 7-1. Yeah, they lost to, who'd they lose to?
They lost to the person right behind them, Oregon, like, in week 2.
Oregon. Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, Oregon, nothing against Oregon, but when have they had a good football team since, like, Marcus Mariota?
I mean, they had Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I know nothing. As you can see, I do not watch a lot of college football. I am a UCF fan.
Yeah, so, you know, you already know his life kind of sucks. But, Ohio State, they had that tough loss to Oregon in week 2. And apparently, when you play Rutgers and Syracuse, it turns out it's pretty easy to be good. I think Ohio State, like, that loss against Oregon how's this? If Oregon doesn't make it to the playoffs, Ohio State shouldn't either. If you like, that's just my opinion. Because I don't think I think Ohio State will win the Big Ten, mostly because, well, they're Ohio State and, well, the refs are probably going to rig it or something crazy like that. Or Michigan State just falls apart, which is both could very realistically happen. But Ohio State, they probably will sneak into the playoffs at like 3 or 4. They're not the Ohio State of past years. Like, obviously, they've dominated ever since they lost to Oregon, but it's still a loss on the record, and the committee will, mad flag you for that. If they don't win the Big Ten, there's no chance for them. So, the team number 7, the team that beat Ohio State, Oregon. Oregon, where did you come from? Like, everyone knew they're probably going to win the Pac-12, because realistically, the only other decent team in the Pac-12 was, like, maybe Arizona State. Because we all know Washington, with the loss of Montana, they ain't good either. So Oregon's pretty much fighting for all the Pac-12. If like, say, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, or the Big Ten champion takes another loss, I could see Oregon making it in, but it would be tough. That was a bad loss to Stanford for Oregon. And they had a chance to win that game multiple times, but they just never could finish the job. Oregon, they are a good football team. They did beat Ohio State. So if it came down between Ohio State and Oregon, the fact of the matter is Oregon won that game. That's
Ohio State was a better team.
Exactly. So when it comes down to a tiebreaker, I'd take an Oregon. But number 8, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's been a very confusing team. They haven't looked
Overrated.
Okay, so they lost to Cincinnati, which already is bad. It's I don't care what the ranking says. They're still a group of 5 team. Notre Dame also, they played it very close against a bad Florida State team. And so Notre Dame being number 8 is a bit extreme. I'd put them more around like maybe 13 or 15 or so.
I'd be a little bit more generous at 11.
Okay, like they're not a bad football team, don't get me wrong, but they are definitely not the Notre Dame of like even last year where they made the playoffs. So, number 9, Michigan. Everyone was hyping up Michigan until they lost to Michigan State, and everyone's like, "Oh wait, no, Michigan's done now." I don't think they're
better.
They're not completely done if they can rattle off a win against Ohio State and then beat Michigan State in the Big Ten championship, or whoever was in the Big Ten championship. Michigan's not cooked, but if they don't make some really impressive wins, then they're not gonna make it. So, it's weird.
Oh, did you want to?
No. All right. Yeah, so Wake Forest, the ACC favorite, and about the only good team in the ACC this year, if we're being honest with each other.
The ACC isn't good this year. They're the ACC. Just, it should be good, but they're not. Let's talk about Clemson.
Oh.
What the heck happened?
I'll tell you what happened. They don't have a generational QB. They had Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence back-to-back, and now that they have an average QB, Clemson's been exposed for the frauds they are.
Yeah, what? Davos Sweeney is like,
I don't know what to do. I don't have superstar talent to bail me out.
I don't have Mike Williams anymore.
Yeah, so Clemson lost a whole lot of talent. They obviously lost Trevor Lawrence. But, like, come on, DJ Ulingati or whatever. DJ Linguini or something. I don't know.
It was just how hard it was to pronounce his name. So...
But yeah,
bad sign.
Wake Forest
should actually be lower.
Yeah, Wake Forest only ranked ACC team since Pittsburgh dropped out, I believe. So Wake Forest, they're probably gonna win the ACC. Playoffs a bit extreme. Even if they do go undefeated, I don't think the strength of schedule is tough enough. Clemson not being ranked anymore, Pittsburgh not being ranked anymore. So Wake Forest, I like them as a football team. They are a good football team. They're just not a playoff team. The ACC is not a playoff conference anymore. Arguably, neither is the Pac-12, but I think Oregon's good enough where they can get by. So.
All right, number 11, OSU.
Oklahoma State. Jinx. So Oklahoma State, they've looked very confusing. Usually Oklahoma State's a very offensive-heavy team, but this year it's been all about the defense, bro. Oklahoma State defense has been rough and stifling. So who'd they lose to? They lost to, who was it, Baylor? I think it was Baylor. Yeah.
Let's see. I know that they romped over Kansas.
Well, that's not saying much. They beat Kansas. Well,
wait, no, never mind. That's a different article. Great. So, OSU loss. Nope, that's Ohio State. I'm talking about Oklahoma State.
That's the problem with having two
No,
OSUs.
They beat Baylor. They lost to Iowa State.
Okay, that's right. Oh, Iowa State is a good football team. They just haven't been.
And they did romp over Texas or Kansas. Yeah, like 52-point difference. Okay.
Well, it's Kansas, so you know. Oklahoma State, their defense has looked very solid. Their offense has been shaky, except for Kansas, but you know it's Kansas, so that Kansas should be a Group of 5 team if it wasn't for basketball, but that's a different story. So Oklahoma State, they are definitely in the running for the Big 12, but they'd have to knock off Oklahoma in the regular season. Like if Oklahoma State can beat Oklahoma in the regular season and win the Big 12 championship, there's a good chance they actually make it to the football playoffs. But I don't think they can beat Oklahoma and probably Oklahoma again or Baylor, whoever makes the championship with them. So yeah, Oklahoma State, I like their defense. Their offense, I don't trust. So, all right, Auburn.
Number 12, Auburn. They have 2 games lost. Why are they ranked within the top 12? Within the top 15, that is. My goodness, what are they thinking? These guys are like at barely top 20.
Auburn, I don't know what to think of Auburn. They've just been so confusing to me. Like, are you good or are you not?
For my my laptop real quick. BRB.
Hella. But Auburn has just looked like the strangest team maybe ever. Like, the fact that number 12 with 2 losses, like, I get A&M being in with 2 losses, but Auburn? I don't know if Auburn's really that good. I don't think they're a number 12 team. Like, if you put, like, Baylor and Auburn together, I think Baylor would win. If you put, like maybe Iowa and Auburn, I think Iowa would win. Auburn being number 12 doesn't make much sense to me, but I don't make the list, so that I don't know. SEC bias is real. Look at this. From 10 to 21, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 SEC teams, all with 2 losses. All of them. That's crazy. It's obnoxious. So, all right. Next we have Texas A&M, Austin and Mary. They had that incredible win against Alabama. They kind of stuttered after the first few games, but they found their form. They're playing the best football of the season. They're playing really good football, best of the season after Alabama, which they're riding high, obviously. So A&M, I expected better of them. I didn't want them to take 2 losses since I thought they could be a real college football playoff contender. Not so much anymore, mostly because they can't beat out Georgia. Like, they won't. They wouldn't. But A&M, I'm not rooting against y'all. But this is not the year for the playoffs. Those 2 losses are just, there's no way. Number 14, Baylor, the shocker of the Big 12. I don't think anyone really saw Baylor being ranked. I thought they were just going to be bad like last year. But no, Baylor's actually showed up. It's actually been a really good season for the Bears. Yes, 7-1. They're looking good. And I think their one loss was against Oklahoma State. Obviously, big test against Oklahoma in a few weeks. So we'll see where Baylor truly stands. But I do think that Baylor, they probably won't win the Big 12, but they're definitely in contention for the championship game. So I see either third place or runner-up for Baylor, kind of like they are at right now. Where's Nick? Oh my gosh. Number 15. All right, welcome back. We're just getting to Ole Miss. So okay. Ole Miss, they had a few good wins start the season, and then they lost 2 games.
By the way, I just like to give my input on the ones I missed. Auburn, like I said, severely overrated. Texas A&M, they beat Alabama, kind of overrated. Baylor, kind of overrated.
Baylor's not overrated. No.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Who'd they lose to?
Oklahoma State. Okay, number 11.
that's yeah.
It's fine. All right, Ole Miss. All of a sudden, who's the QB? What was it? I think his name was Matt
Eli
Cole.
Manning. Oh.
No, not Eli Manning. It's for the first time, it's not a Manning. Surprisingly enough. But yeah, Ole Miss, they've looked pretty good. They got the 2 losses, which kind of hurts. I think those two losses were.
No, he's not the.
It's not Jalen Hurts, that's for sure. He was
Matt Corral.
Yeah, Matt Cole. I was right, Matt Cole.
He's also have a backup named Kinky Dent.
Man, I want a name like Kinky Dent. Hello, everyone. This is Kinky Dent here. So okay, hold on. Who did Ole Miss lose to? I think it was like Alabama and Georgia, if I'm being honest. But let me check. No, Ole Miss lost to. They lost to Auburn. That's not
Alabama.
good. Yeah, Auburn and Alabama, both good teams. Alabama makes a bit more sense than Auburn. Ole Miss should have won the Auburn game. They'd probably be ranked like 9 or 8 if they had won Auburn. So I'm kind of shocked they didn't, mostly because they have Matt Cole. And Alabama, no one beats Alabama unless you start with X's and end with A&M. But so yeah, Ole Miss, they're a good football team, not playoff contenders anymore, but they had a good run, I guess. But then you decided to go lose to Auburn.
Be like top 10, honestly. I am a huge fan of Ole Miss. They've lost to really good teams,
and Auburn.
Other good, and they beat other good. They beat other good teams. So I think that Ole Miss deserves a higher rank.
Then we have a team from Conference USA within the top 20, which no one saw this coming. UTSA 8-0 after beating such stellar teams as Louisiana Tech.
Hey, stop talking trash about them. They shut out Rice. Never mind.
Okay. Wow, you beat Rice. Do you want a medal? No, UTSA.
What's next, Corn?
Listen, okay, they probably are good enough to be in the top 25, but not the top. They shouldn't be 16. They should be like 23. Yeah. Calm down.
25. Yeah, they're top 25, but yeah, they should definitely be like lower half.
Yeah.
No, not lower half. Lower 8.
Yeah, they belong like near the bottom of the top 25. Still 25, but like 8-0's good. But when you're playing teams like Louisiana Tech, that's not that impressive.
UNLV.
Oh wow! Whoa, I'm scared of you.
They almost lost to Western Kentucky. Why are they ranked?
Exactly. All right, next we have BYU, Brigham Young University. Now, BYU is a good team. They're not a great team. BYU is just a worse version of Notre Dame. That's what BYU is.
They're a much worse version of Notre Dame.
No, I wouldn't say much worse, but like
they should barely be ranked.
Yeah, they should be right next to UTSA. We just need to take 16 and 17 and move them to like 23 and 24. But yeah, BYU's, they're a good football team. They're just not a great football team like they were last year with Zach Wilson. Well, Zach Wilson apparently isn't that good, but that's neither here nor there. Number 18, Kentucky. Kentucky just kind of appeared because they won, and then they went to Georgia, got gobsmacked. I was like, okay, we'll go home. So that's been Kentucky season in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think they deserve to be around Auburn. I think no. I think Auburn and Kentucky should switch places because Auburn's trash, Kentucky's actually good.
I wouldn't fight it.
Average. But much more average than Auburn.
Yeah. Number 19, Iowa. They were ranked number 2, Iowa. What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
You lost to Purdue. How do you lose to Purdue? The Boilermakers. What is a Boilermaker?
And again, they destroyed Maryland 51-14.
Yeah, how can you beat Maryland and Penn State and lose to Wisconsin and Purdue? Iowa, they were looking so good, but then they just looked so bad. They all on a bad streak. I thought they were gonna make the playoffs guaranteed. I
think that they're gonna make a good bowl game, just definitely not playoffs anymore.
Those
2 losses, they're done.
Unless your name is Alabama, you can't get in with 2 losses.
Yeah, Alabama can get in with 12 losses.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, probably. So number 20, Houston. Oh, no, Houston doesn't belong here. Can we switch them with like Pittsburgh or something? Houston is not good. Houston just isn't good. I'm sorry. They're just not. It's Houston.
It's the American Athletic Conference.
The only team that deserves to be.
They're not good.
Well, but like the one good team in there, Cincinnati. I guess SMU for some reason.
Oh, we
But
beat UCF, and now we're amazing.
all right, fine. You have one loss. You're in the AAC. Do that for 5 more years, like Cincinnati has. Then I'll let you be ranked. Coastal Carolina.
Loss in the AAC is kind of cringe.
It's kind of telling of you. Coastal Carolina.
Chanticleers. Hold on. Before we get into actual sports talk, what is a Chanticleer?
You tell me. What's a Nittany lion?
All right, I'm looking up. Nittany lion is a lion from the state of the city of Nittany. Nittany.
If you say so.
Ready? Bam. Nittany. Eastern mountain lion. That's what it's called.
Okay.
It's basically another word for an eastern mountain lion. However, a Chanticleer is, let's see here. What does the word Chanticleer mean? And it will not let me look.
Even Google doesn't know.
What is a Chanticleer? It comes from, Chanticleer. A group of alright, here's the origin. In the early 1960s, a group of coastal students and their English professor brought up the idea of a new mascot. At the time, they were known as the Trojans. That's a good name.
Oh yeah, like Troy, the powerhouse school Troy.
And USC.
Yeah.
So, and they don't even give it a reasoning. They don't give a single reasoning.
They just really want to name the team after chandeliers. Anyways, so Coastal Carolina, they're obviously going to win the Sun Belt because, well, who else is there? They lost to Appalachian State, but it's Appalachian State, and Appalachian State's like, that they do upsets, like, that's like their big thing. But, like, they probably should still be ranked. I'd say they're pretty well at 21. They're definitely a good... What?
Should be along UTSA and Brigham Young at the bottom.
Yeah, I agree, but either way. So, Coastal Carolina's not a bad team. They have the bad loss to Appalachian State, sorry. But, I don't know. They're fine. 21's a good spot for them. Penn State, they were number 4, but after the Iowa loss, the wheels came off. 9 overtime game against Illinois. Illinois? You mean the same Illinois that barely won against Nebraska? That Illinois? Penn State
they
being...
also lost to Ohio State, and who else did they lose
Iowa.
Iowa.
Well, I get losing to Iowa and Ohio State, but like 9 overtime loss to Illinois. Penn State, really? Like, you are number 4.
Yes, they're a pretty bad, average kind of team. But, like, when you look at the people who are ranked, UTSA, Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Lafayette, Fresno State, yeah, you're definitely it should definitely be ranked if there are these bums.
The freeloaders just chilling in here. Like,
my goodness.
But yeah, Penn State, after the QB got injured, I think, was it Sean Clifford? I think it was Sean Clifford who got injured. During Iowa, the wheels fell off, which, I mean, when you lose strong QB, obviously that's hard, but, like, you still expect to win against Illinois. Like, come on, Penn State, be better.
Yeah.
But, number 23, SMU, they got Oklahoma's backup, Tanner Mordecai, in the transfer portal last year, and they look like a different team. SMU, they're obviously not great, because, again, it's still the American Athletic, but if I had to pick, I'd probably pick SMU to lose to Cincinnati in the championship. SMU's a good football team. They're just not what I'd consider a ranked football team.
I agree.
I think for me, they're like
will go up against Cincinnati in the American Athletic Championship. Cincinnati will win, obviously. Do they even have championship? Oh yeah, they have.
The group of 5 stars championships. Come on now. But yeah, SMU is like my 26th or 27th. I realize the rankings go that far, but you're not my dad, and I can do what I want.
I think that they should be ranked. I'll give my 2 cents here. This is the 3rd American Athletic team in the top 25. What is going on? Are there not more ACC teams? This feels like rigged, but in a good way.
There's more AAC teams than there is ACC teams. So, I mean... I mean, that just says something about the ACC this year more than does the AAC. But anyways, so Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns. I was actually pretty high on Louisiana. Then they took a loss to Texas, but then they look like themselves. But like Texas is 4-4. Texas is not back. No, don't. I know you're not gonna believe this, but Texas was overhyped again this year. It's like a yearly tradition. It's wonderful as an Oklahoma fan. But so Louisiana, I think they're just fine at 25. But like, it's still Louisiana. If they're challenged at all, they kind of collapse. They're probably gonna lose to the Chandeliers in the Sun Belt Championship. But
let me give my 2 cents again. No, just no.
No.
No, just one. No Sun Belt team should be ranked in the first place. Coastal Carolina is the one exception, barely. My goodness, since when is Louisiana Lafayette? I mean, they're not even like the 5th best college in Louisiana. Go home. Just.
They're still better than Louisiana Tech. Number 25, the plucky young Fresno State. A Mountain West team is ranked, and unless your name is Boise State, that shouldn't be a thing. Fresno State, give yours butt to Pittsburgh. You don't deserve it. You're Fresno State. Get out of here. Give it to an actually good team.
There are 3 teams that I think do not deserve being ranked: Houston, Louisiana Lafayette, Fresno State. I think that the teams that should be in here: Pittsburgh, NC State, and Wisconsin.
I don't know if I'd put Wisconsin in here over
who else?
Louisiana.
State, Arkansas, Minnesota, San Diego State, Appalachian
No,
State.
I take Louisiana over Wisconsin for right now, but not by much. That's just my opinion, though.
Louisiana shouldn't even be in this conversation.
Okay, so that was our top 25 opinions. So what my player predictions are looking like is probably Georgia, Natty, Oklahoma, and who do we want? Do we want a 2-loss Alabama or Michigan State or Ohio State?
I'm just saying, I think that they're fine with the way it is. Georgia number 1, Cincinnati number 2, Alabama number 3, Oklahoma number 4. That's completely fine.
I honestly think that Ohio State's probably going to kick out Alabama, but we'll see what happens with the whole Big Ten and SEC. We'll see how those shake up.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to check the Cincinnati schedule one more time to see who they're playing the rest of this season.
They're playing like SMU, and that's about it.
Oh, yeah. I checked this. I remember. Tulsa, USF, SMU, East Carolina. Okay, well, they're not going to lose the entire season. Give these guys like at least one good game to play, which will be against Alabama. I think they're gonna play against Alabama in like it was the Rose Bowl or the Peach Bowl. I forgot which one it was. I think that the Cincinnati Bearcats are going to get clobbered by Alabama.
We'll see. But okay, so that was college football. So should we move on to where all these college players go after they're done with college?
Sure. The local McDonald's. Oh.
Well, yes, but like I'm referring more to the NFL. So the NFL, it hasn't been as creative as college football, but it's still been very bizarre. So let's start out in the AFC. Let's start with the AFC East. So, oh boy. So in the AFC East, the Patriots have been looking pretty good recently. The Jets and the Dolphins, not so much.
I was zoned out for a second. I was reading this NFL article. I got onto NFL.com and I see Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III to be charged with DOI resulting in death.
Oh boy, well that's going to be an interesting story.
He got in a collision. Basically, long story short, he got in a collision. He's getting charged. All right, let's get to this. What are we doing?
AFC East. So right now you have the Jets and the Dolphins. They're out. You have the Bills and the Patriots. I do think the Bills are going to win the division, but I think the Patriots are probably a good wild card with the way they're playing right now. They can keep how they're playing now, they'll have no issue getting to the playoffs. Bill Belichick, he's not cooked quite yet. Give him like 2 more seasons. Give him time to develop Mac Jones. If Mac Jones still sucks in a few years, we'll see. But the Patriots are not dead quite yet.
I hope he doesn't. I hope Mac Jones will explode in goodness. Yes, good, very talent. Good.
All right, so next we have the AFC
I have
North.
a way with words if you haven't already. About.
The AFC North is probably my favorite division of football right now, mostly because yeah,
that's juicy.
It's probably like the most even of the division, in my opinion. I think all 4 of these teams can still win. The Bengals, terrible loss to the Jets. Like, what were you doing? But Baltimore's looking good. Actually, they're all looking pretty good, except for maybe Pittsburgh. Cleveland, well, everyone got injured on Cleveland, so I'm not too mad about them being at the bottom at 4-4. But like Cleveland, you're better than this. Give Baker some time to, rest that shoulder of his so he doesn't, explode in like week 12. So
the thing is, we don't have this year. Sorry, I completely interrupted you, but I wanted to share this. We don't have an NFC East team this year, or conference this year. My goodness, the NFC East last year. Why? Why was it a thing? Everyone sucked.
Hold on, we'll get in there. Just you wait. So the AFC North, I think the Ravens win it, but just barely. It's gonna be a neck and neck race for the entire season, the way I'm looking at it. If the Bengals implode, no one's gonna be shocked. But like, I don't. The Bengals, they're looking like a fringe playoff contender after the Jets loss. Before that, I'd say they're winning the division. But I do think the Ravens are just the better coach team, which gives me the edge for them. Cleveland's gonna.
I honestly. Oh, sorry. I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Alright, so my thing, it's gonna be Ravens-Bengals for me. Steelers have a terrible quarterback. If they put in Mason Rudolph, Dwayne Haskins, I think they might actually have a chance, believe it or not. It's just Big Ben.
Is Big Ben?
He's sizzled out. He's basically just not a good player anymore.
He's more cooked in that Pittsburgh pickle. Like, just, no, get rid of him.
So, I think, and then Browns, they're like Case Keenum or whatever. I don't know. Ravens-Bengals, it's probably going to be neck and neck battle.
I think Cleveland's going to be in there too once Baker Mayfield gets healthy again, but we'll see how that shapes up.
If I choose, I would probably pick the Bengals.
Jamar
Chase is a weapon, and preseason Jamar Chase was horrendous. Regular season Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase is the best connection, other than Stafford to Cup. Stafford to Cup is great. Mahomes to Hill is questionable, but Burrow to Chase is just an amazing combo.
I agree.
They played at LSU together. They have amazing chemistry. Great.
Yeah, I agree. So I do like the Burrow-Chase combo, but I really don't think it's enough to go against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens defense. So
if Lamar Jackson played running back and they could re-sign Trace McSorley, then I think.
No, they should put RG3 in as quarterback and Lamar Jackson as running back.
Exactly.
All right. So AFC South, in my opinion, probably the worst division in football this year. Well, first off, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Nopes, and then you have the Indianapolis Nopes, the Indianapolis Colts.
No. Colts are getting better. Colts are definitely getting better. I'm seeing improvement. They have a better record away than home, which is weird. I think that's gonna level out soon. Titans, they're not gonna keep their record.
Nope, they lost Derrick Henry. The Titans are done. Again, this is the worst team in football, division of football.
Colts are my underdog pick to win this division.
I mean, honestly,
they might not look at it right now, but Titans are going to lose a lot of games. I mean,
they don't have Derrick Henry.
Julio Jones? What the heck? No, he's not good anymore. We have seen that. AJ Brown, he's questionable.
Nah, Julio Jones is still good. He's just not Julio Jones anymore, He's still a solid, number 2 pick, wide receiver.
Suddenly, the Titans are just Kevin Byard and a dream.
Yeah, it's Tannehill, Julio, and A.J. Brown trying to carry a god-awful defense. and without Derrick
They
Henry.
had Byard. Oh my goodness.
They were able to
And
skate
Byard.
by, alright, to 6-2 with Henry, but without Henry, they're gonna collapse. Honestly, I don't have no clues in AFC South. I don't even want to think about that. So, AFC West, the most bizarre division in football, maybe.
This is gonna be fun to watch too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So the Raiders, apparently Henry Ruggs just killed a man, but that's beside the point. The Raiders, they fired John Gruden, which, well, thank God, because, well, he was a bad coach, and B, well, just look at those emails. They're 5-2 despite all.
Preferably not.
Yeah, well, they're 5-2 and leading the division despite the fact that they are, well, all this controversy. I'm just like, good job, Raiders. You earned it after being bad for so long. So
Stat that is very interesting to me. Chiefs and Broncos are 2-2, home and away. So basically, the Chiefs are the exact same as the Broncos, except Chiefs points for 208, points against 220. The Broncos points for 157, points against 137. That is a huge. That is just a huge
it's a very bizarre stat to think about.
So basically, the Chiefs are the more high-scoring and terrible defense version of the Broncos.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Those are the Broncos. They've fallen off a cliff ever since
3-0
had his last ride.
Yeah, man, Peyton Manning, poor Peyton Manning. But yeah, the Chiefs, like, they barely beat the Giants last night. What are you doing, Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes is looking cocky as heck. The defense is the Chiefs' defense, which is already bad enough. The receivers can't catch. Like, Chiefs, what are you doing? You're tied with the Broncos for last in the AFC West. Like, the AFC West is good, but it's not like it's the NFC West or anything. Like, but and
I'm having myself a little old chuckle looking at the Chiefs and like, yeah, they're bad.
like, they barely beat Danny Dirks and the Giants last night. I don't know if they're a playoff team anymore. Like, if they are, it's going to be at, like, the number 7 seed or something. Like, the Chiefs are not world enders. We've seen that. They're at 500. A team that is a Super Bowl favorite every year, it should not be at 500 halfway through the season.
We figured out Chiefs. Every single team have just.
Everyone's realized.
Big brain minds.
Everyone's realized just pressure Patrick Mahomes and all of a sudden you win.
And like put someone like as a safety, like just all the way back, and then when Tyreek Hill like burns his defender, there's another guy back there.
Mhm. Okay, now we're moving on to
the East.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. I want to get my AFC playoff predictions. So you have Bills, Ravens, Colts. Who's gonna win the AFC West? Fine, we'll go with Raiders for now. My 3 wild cards are probably the Patriots, Bengals, and Chargers. So.
Okay.
All right. NFC time. NFC East. Also known as the NFC least last year, but they're still not great this season, but they have like a 6-1 team. Yeah,
they have the Cowboys, and that's like literally just all they need.
I don't think the Cowboys are as good as their record shows. Like, I watched the Vikings-Cowboys game because Vikings fan over here as well. I watched that game. The Cowboys only won because they had one good drive at the end. The Cowboys, they're definitely not a bad team. Like, their defense has been most of the secondary with Trayvon Diggs and all of them. They've been looking pretty locked down, solid. Like
Trayvon, my goodness, that guy is a beast. This guy's an MVP caliber player. Like, as a defensive player, he's literally MVP caliber.
Honestly, yeah, probably.
He's got like an interception per game.
He's probably gonna win like defensive player of the year or something. But yeah, the Eagles with Jalen Hurts, they should be better, but they're not because they have Jalen Hurts. So, like, if they had a competent quarterback, I think the Eagles would be like 500 or so. But they have.
Look, it's my interesting stat of the week. So the Eagles are 0-3 at home. They are letting down their fans hard.
Well, have you ever been to Lincoln Financial Field? Like, the fans are.
I've been close.
Yeah, same here. I've been to like the baseball field right next to it, but.
Yeah, I went to the college basketball for Pitt.
Well, that was his first mistake.
Not Penn.
That's okay. That's a bit better. So.
Let's not talk about Washington or the Giants because
The less said about them, the better. The NFC North, we have the Packers, which arguably the best team in the NFC after the win against the Cardinals. We have the Vikings. My Vikings at 3-4. What are you doing, Vikings? You should at least be 500 with that win against. You should have won against the Cowboys, but who am I to judge? Kirk Cousins is being Kirk Cousins. Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen are being Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. Losing Rudolph hurt. We have the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, who's looked absolutely atrocious ever since the preseason ended. Like what? The defense hasn't been good either. They have a bad defense now too. The Chicago Bears just suck, but they are still third in the division because they have the only team without a win. The Detroit Kitty goes meow.
The Lions are a good team. I'm not sure why they're.
No, their net points is negative 110. That is the worst, by far the worst in the NFL. They are not a good team by any metric. Jared Goff is not good. They are
better
not
than most winless teams.
I will admit this Detroit 0-8 Detroit Lions is better than like the Detroit Lions that went 0-16. But like everyone knew the Detroit Lions were gonna suck going into the season, and they suck. Like we all knew this was going to happen, so no one's really shocked by it. All right, so NFC South, Bucks versus Saints is getting spicy. Like Carolina was looking good, 3-0, kind of like Denver, but like then they realized that Sam Darnold still isn't good. So yeah, Bucks versus Saints. I think the Bucks are gonna win because Tom Brady's gonna use his magical ref powers to win. But like the Saints they're inconsistent. But when they're consistent, they are one of the best teams in football. When they're off, they are one of the worst teams in football. So we'll see.
There's no point talking, honestly. No matter like if the Saints just go all the way, they win everything, and then the Buccaneers get the wild card. The Buccaneers are just gonna.
They're going to use the magic Tom Brady powers, but...
Yeah, they're going to use their magic Tom Brady powers, and there's no point in this conversation, honestly. All right. I have no 2 cents, because Buccaneers.
Okay. NFC West. This is probably the... well, how's this? They have 2 really good teams and 2 teams that have been absolutely battered. So, as Cardinals versus Rams, this is going to be a fun time to watch who can win. Both 7-1. Arizona was 7-0 before they lost to the Packers. Like, it wasn't a bad loss because, like, the Packers are, arguably the best team in the NFC. But the Cardinals, they're not going to go off track that much. They're still going to probably win the division. The Rams, 7-1. Matthew Stafford, again. Matthew Stafford was the only reason the Detroit Lions were even relevant. Now that he's on a good team with good coaching, wow. But Stafford the cup, bro. Oh my god.
Fun stat of the week. Cardinals and Rams. They both have 246 and 245 points for respectively. But here is where a boy becomes a man. Cardinals only have 138 points allowed. Rams 168. This is the deciding factor on who I think is going to win the NFC West. The Seahawks. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the Seahawks.
No, let's not.
Yeah, Nick over here is a Seahawks fan. Well, Russell Wilson got injured, so their season's done for since the Seahawks are nothing without their star QB. The Niners, what happened? Like, they're 0-3 at home, but they're 3-1 on the road. I think they just have to get away from the smog-filled San Francisco and play literally anywhere else.
The real Eagles right now.
I think the Niners should just relocate to Toronto. Maybe it's the clean air in Toronto that will help them. Who knows?
We have a football team now, eh?
Yeah. We gotta stop this before we get canceled. All right. So yeah, all right. NFC playoff predictions. So Cowboys win AFC East. Packers
Buccaneers. End of question. All right.
Hold on. So we have the Cowboys, Packers, Bucks, and Cardinals as your division winners. And for wild card, we have the Rams, Saints. I'm a homer, and the Vikings. Let's go. All right, that's the NFL. Now I'm gonna turn it over to Nick for his stories.
All right. Let's. I'm gonna send you a link just to like, the article so you can like pull things from it. Before I talk about it. All right. So let's start off with the headline right now. The Pittsburgh Steelers have traded Melvin Ingram to the Kansas City Chiefs for a 6th round pick. Okay, before I get into this article, I am so these shaky trades and like
Wait, you cut out for a second. You're so
trades.
what?
I'm so confused. Like, there have been so many cool and like, trades. Oh my goodness, blockbuster. It's like some like I guess like 80 overall in Madden for a 6th rounder. I feel like they're getting like there are these teams that are literally like just finessing other teams.
They're playing on like Madden rookie mode over here.
Yeah, it's like, here's a 6th round pick. You could get Tom Brady.
Even if I saw that, I wouldn't honestly be shocked at this point. Like, why? Melvin Ingram's better as at least a 4th round pick. Like, come on now, let's be reasonable here.
Yeah. Melvin Ingram. All right, now I'm gonna read this article. I'm just gonna skim over this article. So it looks like Coach Mike Tomlin said, "I enjoy working with Melvin. It just didn't work out the way we envisioned." So, and he also said that's why we build our team primarily through the draft. So let's see. Ben Roethlisberger, they drafted him, right?
Yeah, they drafted Big Ben.
All right. Yep. 2004. So yeah, I mean, I get that's true. Let's talk about Melvin Ingram, I guess. Melvin Ingram. What's your stance, Nate?
I don't know. Melvin Ingram is good. It's not great, but he's better than a 6th round pick, I think.
He also has a groin injury.
That's always fun.
Let's look at these statistics. So he has let's see, 10 tackles, 5 solo, 5 assists, only 1 sack.
Okay,
maybe this guy isn't that good.
Okay, maybe he's not all that great. Come to think of it. Yeah. Okay then.
Oh, he scored when he was on the Chargers.
Yo, poggers.
Yeah. It was a rushing. Wait. Oh, we had a rushing attempt in 2018, and he somehow got a return. Oh, it must have been like the hands team in 2012 on San Diego. So, yeah, he was actually on the Chargers for a while, but he recently got dumped over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not sure if it was through trade or if it was through,
back alley, wheeling and dealing, anything's possible.
Yeah, now he's on the Chiefs,
like everyone else.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. Why do the Chiefs get? Oh, we got who's on free agency? Le'Veon Bell, Josh Gordon.
Patrick Mahomes gets $500 million.
Yeah, Byron Pringle gets like 2 catches a game.
Aaron Pringle, bro.
Byron Pringle.
Why can't my last name be Pringle?
Why can't my last name be Pringle? Pringle Posse.
Pringle Posse. There you go.
Yeah. Alright, so, yeah, in short, Melvin Ingram's bad. Maybe the 6th round pick was,
justified.
Justified, yes. Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad posts video showing, when Baker Mayfield not passing to OBJ.
That's always lovely.
Open.
Let's talk about the breaking news that just came out. Derrick Henry killed a dude. Or girl. I mean, sorry, Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs.
Sorry. Derrick Henry's dead, but no, just kidding.
Yeah.
He was involved in a fiery car crash that killed one person, and Ruggs is being charged with DUI resulting in death.
Great job, Henry Ruggs. I mean, he is fast as that car, probably. Honestly, he probably wasn't even in the car. He was probably just running. He was on his afternoon jog. He just spontaneously combusted a man.
Apparently, he showed signs of of impairment, so he's probably either on crack or on the booze. If he's convicted, he'll face 2 to 20 years in prison. Bit of a leap, that is. The charges have not been immediately filed. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be another Deshaun Watson kind of deal, but someone actually died. So.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be the end of the reign of Henry Ruggs.
Yep.
That never existed. But that's probably gonna be the end of his career. We know what happened to what was that Patriots guy, Aaron Hernandez. Let's see. I never really understood that. Hold on. Aaron Hernandez. Yeah, okay, he was a convicted murderer. Because he played 3 years and then got convicted of that and then ended his career. All right, let's talk about OBJ. So, Odell Beckham Sr. Posted a video basically hating on Baker Mayfield because showing that Odell was wide open on the play where he didn't pass to him, and then he's like, "Come on, man, you gotta throw to him." It looks like it was multiple times. So it looks like he's like, "Dude, do you just hate him?" So now let's talk about that situation. Baker Mayfield to Odell Beckham Jr. It should probably be existent, but it's not happening.
Yep, isn't a thing.
He had 1 catch for 6 yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. Last week. And then there's a LeBron James tweet. OBJ will show again why he's special. WR1. Hashtag free OBJ.
Free OBJ? What are we talking about? Why? No, calm yourselves.
It's just, I'm not sure why. Baker Mayfield, who is he passing to? I'm gonna search this up.
Jarvis Landry. That's who he's passing it to. No, he's not passing anyone. He's heading it off to his Mariana Trench of running back depth.
And Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, whoever that guy was that subbed in for both of them the other day.
Alright, Baker Mayfield, top target. Never mind. What the heck?
It's Jarvis Landry, bro. It's Jarvis Landry and Austin Hooper.
Oh yeah, Hooper. Hoopy.
Hooper.
Right. Hoopa Loopa. The New York Jets added Zach Wilson's personal coach to the coaching staff.
Alrighty then.
That'll make him better?
No, let's hope that makes him better, because we all know Wilson's kind of sucky.
Yeah, Zach Wilson is, yeah, won't get into that much. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Zach Wilson's just bad. Or he just hasn't had a really proper introduction to the
Well, to be fair, he's playing for the Jets, so anyone, even Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes would be bad on the Jets.
Top target's probably like Jamison Crowder.
So, his top target is a 60-year-old guy named Jerry who eats nothing but New York $1 pizza.
And Jalen Smith has been cut.
Oh no! Whatever will we do?
Smith. Let's see. Okay, so this is the guy. I'm just gonna go over his little thing. Let's see. This is the Cowboys guy. Yeah, this is the Cowboys guy basically. He got the Dick Buttkiss Award.
Oh boy.
What is this? Hold on, I'm gonna check this. What is the? What is that? In 2015, The top linebacker in high school.
Oh boy.
Oh, wait, he got that in 2015. Oh, okay, so he played with Dallas for 5 seasons. He played with the Packers for 1. Now he's gone.
Huh.
I'm not gonna. Jalen Smith. Alright, well, we're about to hit the 1 hour mark, meaning that this podcast is over for today. I hope that you enjoy. Please like, subscribe, and join us for our next podcast that's going to be on the official channel, link in the description. Okay, bye!
The Braves are going to win in the World Series. I'm calling it now. Bye!